What's next for the House now that Kevin McCarthy has been voted out as Speaker? And a shooting on a college campus leaves several injured as the suspect remains on the loose. The Morning Rundown starts now.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world. This is the Morning Rundown.
Today is Wednesday, October 4th. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kara Rucker. For the first time in U.S. history, the Speaker of the House has been voted out of office. By a vote of 216 to 210, with 8 Republicans joining all the Democrats in the chamber, Kevin McCarthy was ousted from his position on Tuesday. Shortly after the vote, McCarthy announced he would not run for Speaker again.
So I may have lost a vote today, but as I walk out of this chamber, I feel fortunate to have served the American people. I believe I can continue to fight, maybe in a different manner. I will not run for Speaker again. I'll have the conference pick somebody else.
Florida Representative Matt Gaetz was at the forefront of the effort to remove McCarthy, accusing him of breaking promises to conservatives to cut spending. Now, with McCarthy out of the picture, the House moves into uncharted territory. While Republicans plan to vote on a new Speaker next Wednesday, North Carolina Congressman Patrick McHenry has been appointed temporary Speaker, with his name being on top of a succession list McCarthy provided earlier this year in the event of his vacancy. The process to nominate a new Speaker could be a lengthy one, as seen back in January when it took 15 rounds for McCarthy to be elected. The priority of the House now shifts from passing a budget to electing a new Speaker. As the civil fraud trial of Donald Trump continues in New York, reports are coming out concerning another case involving the former president. Citing multiple sources, news outlets like ABC News and CNN say several defendants in the Fulton County, Georgia election interference case are receiving plea deal offers or have been approached about potentially making a deal by the district attorney's office. Last week, one of the 19 charged in the case was the first to accept a deal. Scott Hall, a bail bondsman, received 5 years of probation in exchange for testifying against the other co-defendants. Hall pleaded guilty to 5 misdemeanors. The other defendants named in the racketeering indictment, including the former president, have all pleaded not guilty. A spokesperson for Fulton County District Attorney Fonnie Willis declined to comment on the plea deal reports. A suspect remains on the loose after a shooting at Morgan State University in Baltimore Tuesday night that left 5 people injured and sent students running for safety. The victims, 4 men and 1 woman, ranging in age from 18 to 22, were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. According to police, 4 of those injured are students from Morgan State, a historically black university in a residential area of the city. The shooting occurred outside a student dorm building during a homecoming event. Those on campus were told to shelter in place as authorities searched the building. Hours later, police lifted the order, saying the active shooter situation was believed to be over, though no arrests were made. The Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives is assisting Baltimore police in the investigation and the search for their shooter. At least 21 people were killed and 18 others injured when a bus crashed off an overpass near Venice, Italy on Tuesday. The impact resulting in the bus catching fire. City officials say the bus was carrying 40 foreign tourists on their way to a campground when it veered off the elevated street and fell close to railway lines. On the social site X, the mayor of Venice called the crash scene apocalyptic, declaring a state of mourning for the city. Firefighters worked late into the night, looking through wreckage to make sure no passengers remained trapped. Officials say 2 children were among those killed and warned the death toll could rise as several injured remain hospitalized in critical condition. The cause of the crash has yet to be determined. The Army is headed to college, part of a new recruitment plan announced Tuesday, as it looks to reach its recruiting goals. The Army said it fell about 10,000 recruits short of its goal of adding 65,000 in the past fiscal year that ended Saturday. As part of its new recruitment efforts, the branch will not only actively recruit high school graduates, but also potential candidates on college campuses, using digital job boards, and will also participate in large career fairs. The Army Secretary Secretary telling the Associated Press they are not abandoning the high school market by any means. But the hope is by the year 2028 that 1/3 of recruits will have more than a high school diploma, rather than the 1/5 currently. The Army will be creating a professional recruiting workforce using a new aptitude test to identify soldiers who have the best potential to be successful recruiters. Finally this morning, Michael Jordan, the former NBA superstar who broke numerous records during his playing days, has earned another first, becoming the only professional athlete to ever make the Forbes 400, the annual list ranking the richest Americans. According to Forbes, Jordan, who became a billionaire in 2014, is now worth $3 billion, and his place on the list was cemented with the sale of the Charlotte Hornets in August. The 60-year-old Hall of Famer had been the majority owner of the Hornets since 2010, when he purchased the team for $275 million. However, Jordan just made the list. As the publication notes, the current cutoff to make it into the Forbes 400 currently stands at $2.9 billion. Topping the list are Tesla and ex-owner Elon Musk with a net worth of $251 billion and Amazon founder Jeff Bezos at $161 billion. These are your top stories for this Wednesday. Thank you for joining us on the Morning Rundown. We're on a mission to bring back trustworthy journalism by serving only you, not an agenda. Be sure to check out more of our work at san.com and on the Straight Arrow News app. And you can always find the latest Rundown episodes available as a podcast on all major podcast platforms. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Until then, I'm Kara Rucker. Have a great day.